Anyway, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Loading Screen. I'm doing the intro this time because Jin doesn't want to for some reason. I'm Phemeto.
That's not what happened.
Half of your co-hosting duo here with my other heterosexual life mate, Jin, and the other one, MoCo, at this point. MoCo's been on before. Happy to have him back. We are going to be discussing Monster Hunter Rise like an hour before the 2.0 patch drops, so we can see all the hilarious stuff that doesn't happen or that we're wrong about. So
predictions.
Thanks everyone for coming, and if you guys want to do your introductions, go for it.
I'm Jin Fury for all of you guys who are turning for the first time. I'll be 50% of the co-hosting duo, hanging out, making a lot of jokes, and I'm appreciative of everybody being here. I'm pretty excited because we finally actually get probably what I'd say is the full game-ish, you know, before they start adding more and more onto it. Now we've got some Elder Dragon, so I'm actually really excited for it, and I'm actually more excited for the conversations on what we saw today during the update video, so I'll go ahead and turn it over to MoCo.
What's going on, everyone? Good to be back. Thank you for having me again. Mother Coconuts here, Monster Hunter's 14 weapon healer main with the heals for yo feels, potions for yo emotions, and tissues for yo issues. Bullshitting today with the boys as we look forward to talking about what's been released and shown to us in the videos. I am, like Jin said, excited to see a lot more Elder Dragons put into the game, and also kind of get a feel for what the game, quote unquote, fully released would have been if we had a little more time and COVID wasn't a thing.
Good call. Good call. It's always COVID's fault. It's not Capcom's
Word.
fault.
It's somebody's fault. It's somebody's fault.
So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and just start today by going over everyone's experience with Rise so far before we jump into the 2.0 patch, because we haven't actually done it.
Oh yeah.
So basically, we're gonna ignore Jin for the next hour. So.
Oh, I got a lot to say about a lot of things. Don't you worry.
Okay,
you start off wherever you want to go.
You can start, Jen. You got a lot. Let's go.
First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to all the speedrunners. The entertainment that I have received over the past couple of weeks has been better than Netflix, better than Hulu, better than anything on HBO Max, better than any of the new Marvel shows. God bless you. The way that you have torn into each other over charms and everything else underneath the sun. This looks like a holy war that was waged over 1,000 years with how deep some of you have taken this game. I can't believe how serious some people took this stuff. And the best part, and this is really where, like, inside, like, I have snot coming out of my nose during the video today, was because none of the times were even fucking accurate. Because it has a goddamn post in the patch notes that there was something wrong with the timer. So all the fighting, all the drawing of the sands and all this goofy stuff instead of people just playing the game, I'm just glad that all of you look very stupid and I get to laugh at it. So cheers to you. Let's have our first drink right here. To everybody who kind of stuck their foot in their mouth and said anything one way or another, cheers to all of you.
We're gonna talk about what we're drinking.
Oh, I got Grey Goose. I'm drinking fine stuff today. After that video and I saw the timers were wrong, trust me, it's all top shelf for the rest of the day.
I've got some super fancy wine from LXV. You guys probably can't read it, but this is some really awesome wine. It's a Cab Syrah blend. It's so fucking good.
Oh, shit.
MoCo, what you got there?
I got a pretty simple Jack Daniel's little mixed drink thing to start off and finish that off. Once I polish that, I got myself a nice little mango mixed cocktail with a little bit of Bombay Sapphire in there. Okay. That gin, my drink of choice.
Goes far. Keeps you moving.
That's
stay grooving, baby.
So, speaking of keeping moving, let's jump right in talking about this, man. We got the new update.
Well, hold on. So, really quick, so you know why the whole speedrun thing is funny? I got two other things to add.
Let's go.
Titus got, like, people complaining about his videos because Titus is non-TA stuff, like he just does freestyle, whatever. But in his thumbnails, he just puts, like, the bow icon and then, like, the time and the monster, and he gets comments from the fucking Japanese audience like, you should put, you know, capture or slay in your title or non-TA or whatever, like, just bashing on his thumbnail for the stupidest thing. That's like, he didn't put TA in it, so it's like, well, no shit. So seeing stuff like that is hilarious. And two, the reason why the times are wrong, and that's a bug, is because it goes by frame data and the frames drop on the Switch, and so you're losing fucking time, and like it's getting like slower and slower because your frames are dropping. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's not like internal clock time; it's frame data counting.
That's even better. That's even better.
Oh,
That's wonderful.
So,
Let's drink again. Let's drink again. One more time. One more time to the coding. To the coders and the codies and the codettes and the codais. Cheers.
So, yeah, it's fun.
That's
On
wonderful.
top of the whole charm shit show, it's been Rise has had a very interesting launch. That's for sure. That being said, I am actually having more fun in Rise than I've been having in any other Monster Hunter game for a good while now.
Same.
I've been playing it casually, having a good time. Like, I haven't started hitting the speedrunning stuff because I was just too busy watching
no
everybody
point.
just napalm each other in the face. We know now there was. Now for sure we know there was no point. We don't got to worry about it. There was a conversation before about what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. Now it's like, well, wasted breath across the board for any type of high level run. I think speedrun.com already took down like all the stuff. For all the runs. So I mean, well, you should. If a company comes out and says, "Look, our timer was off," like regardless of when it was off, yeah, you can't take any of it. Like you just can't, because you'll never know. You'll never know what was how the algorithm.
You don't know exactly what happened, right?
Nah. So we are on the side of caution and just laugh at anybody who wasted time doing it. So now, if you were one of the people that just did whatever you want with your own charms and said "fuck you" to everybody, you actually won because you did it for views, and that was the only reason to really do anything. Because none of the times fucking mattered. So kudos to all the people who played the game and enjoyed the time, who enjoyed it for what it was for them. That's how you should be playing this game. Let's do one more drink to all the gamers out there. Let's get a little bit drunk today. To everybody who's actually enjoying the game and not killing each other over it. Cheers to the gamers. Cheers.
Because Rise is ultimately really fucking good and really fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
I'm fucking enjoying the shit out of it, man.
It's so I suck so bad, and it's so fun.
Dude, okay, so Jin's, are you still playing Switch Axe?
And dude, I have been bouncing around from hammer to switch X to dual blades. Dude, I even tried lance because I wanted to see what the bottom of the barrel stuff was.
Lance is the bottom of the barrel.
It feels like it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it feels like
it's better than Gun Lance.
I didn't go that far because Sam told me that gun lance was just trash. So once Sam's NA champ, like obviously you're gonna listen to the fucking champ.
Gotta listen to the champ.
So you just no reason to even fucking try to run it. And I've just been having a really, really good time playing it. Doing it multiplayer, doing it solo. I can see that there is definitely going to be a point, unless they do something with additional Apex and all that stuff, bringing it out. There's definitely a point where gear will overtake tech, though, if they don't extend it out. So I think Apex being outside of the zone will be pretty good. Outside of the Rampage zone for like high-level content, that'll probably be like Apex will be like the new Tempered, and then there'll be something like Red Apex or whatever the hell you guys tell me about that I don't know about yet. And that'll be kind of the tiered system. I'm pretty excited for it because now that we're getting, it did say some monsters from the Apex would be brought out to be in quests. I like that because that means eventually they can add everything else. So we should get that next tier, which gives us who want to do, a competitive atmosphere with it, something to run. And it also gives the casual player the better gear, the alpha gear sets, whatever's going to come out. So I like that we've got that coming out now. I want to see the content drip that we've got for the next 6 to 12 months. They've already showed what May is going to be with, it said some monsters, right? It said it's like plural.
Yeah,
I think that's the specifics on it.
Monsters.
So, I mean, depending on how they put that out there, they could really do well just getting out another roster of what's the PC date release that was leaked?
Late January, like 8th.
Oh wow!
January?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
they'll do.
Wow.
Okay. So they'll do something up in like they did probably with Iceborne up until like near the end of it, and then have the release come, and then that release will coincide with some more content. So that's kind of cool. So we'll probably get a slow drip through that. I saw some people were saying that they were upset with the Teostra because it looks like the IB version with some of the attacks that Teostra had. I'm just excited to have Teostra.
Has anyone
I did see that.
Iceborne Teostra? Like Teostra in World and Iceborne is like the best fucking fight in that game. Outside of when they added Electron and Fatalis, Teostra has always been the saving grace of that game.
Teostra's a real good fight.
Teostra was one of those things that everyone, whether you were going in hardcore in the community or whether you were just chilling out and relaxing, you actually fought that. Everyone enjoyed fighting Teostra in Iceborne and World. That's hands down one of the monsters that the go-to. No matter if you were hunting with randos, he's like, what do you guys want to hunt? Let's take a quick poll. Teostra 9 times out of 10 will be in that group and just everyone will go for it. It was actually a really good iteration of it. I did fucking enjoy it on that end.
Why was that, you think? You think it was because it had like good pun? I mean, actually it was a combination. It was in a good wide open area outside of like that one slope on either edge of the cave.
I was gonna say disregard, like, taking into account the environment, he had one of the better environments to fight in, first off.
No
Second of which, no intruders, that's another thing. If you wanted just to have a fight to practice, like actually practice and be like, all right, I want to get better at the game. What monster can I fight that I won't just get ganged up on or just weird shit will happen? Teostra was normally that fight. The fight itself, like, I think you were going to touch base on this before, Jin. You were saying how, like, Teostra had good punish windows. He kind of had telegraphed attacks enough. It's not like overly telegraphed that anyone and their mother would be like, oh, that's coming from like a mile away. No, it was good. It gave you a curve. It kind of introduced you to, hey, this is Monster Hunter. You can either die in 2-3 hits or one hit even if you don't have the right gear, or you can shut up, nut up, learn, and then go for it and have fun with it. And it was a very nice middle ground, I feel. A lot of people went for Teostra and kind of springboarded from there, or was just enjoying the content and was content from there and said, you know what, I like this game, I'm gonna do more stuff. It gave me best of the both worlds from both perspectives. It's the merge, it's that middle ground.
And that's why I think I like Teostra too, is because he felt a lot like Nergigante in that he was super unga bunga, because he's got soft hit zones. You can deal a lot of damage to him, and you can lock him and not trap him, but like, keep him contained very well. But dude, if it got out of hand, Teo is one of those fights where it could go from great to dead really quick, and he will fuck
I've had plenty of fights where we were just going at it, we were doing great. We let one little snap go off in the corner where he pushed that Nova, that like weird quick Nova he does, and all three of us, instant triple cart, and then the fourth person standing there like, whoa, that was crazy to see, but we failed. Like you said, if you control it, it's good. The second you let it get out of that hand and like something slips by, he'll clap back. He wants to. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know why people are complaining about Teo. Complaining about Kushala, I totally understand. But I don't think.
Why would you complain about Kushala? What is there to complain about? It's always going to be the same thing. From everyone that's told me, it's always been the same thing. You can't complain about it because it's never going to change. Everyone's been like, oh, I've been playing this game 15 years, blah, blah. Good, get over Kushala. I agree with you. I hear people complaining about it all the time, but shit, like, they've always said the same shit. Oh, it just does Kushala shit. Yeah, welcome to Kushala. Welcome to it. Like, here we are.
For you, Kushala was really good. He's actually different. Like,
so we get one. Cheers. Let's bring him back then. Cheers to for you, Kushala.
We'll be here in like a fucking hour and a half.
We're about to find out.
Is that what we're gonna get? Because we definitely got like Dread Knight raffle from what y'all told me.
5 monsters in like an hour.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting Chameleos, Teostra, Kushala. All the Apex monsters we currently have are going into normal hunts, and then in Rampage.
No, it says some. It says some.
I know. The sum is the ones we currently have, which is Arzuros, Izu, and Dread Queen. And then we're getting Apex Diablos and Apex Rathalos as our new Rampage Apexes.
Dread Queen. Okay, that's the name. Sorry, I was saying Dread Knight or some shit earlier.
Yeah, so we're gonna get 2 new Apex, 3 new Elders, and then all the Apex we actually be able to fight outside of Rampage. That's a lot.
So is this the new rotation where like you have your Apexes that you have currently in the rotation?
Yep.
The next update pack comes out. Hey guys, these Apexes are going to be the new guys in your Rampage runs, and then the current group, the current rotation goes out into the wild. Is that something we're going to see?
Kinda. So the new Apexes are going to come with a new rank of Rampage, like a higher tier of Rampage. If you noticed in like the trailer where they showed it, they had shit like Magna Malo and Emoldrin and some like the 7-star monsters in there that they don't normally have.
Yeah, Magna's in there now for sure.
So this is a harder Rampage that has these new monsters. And so the next time when we get new Apex monsters, they'll probably get Diablos and Rathalos out in the wild as well. And then the new monsters will be in that, but
new star ranks.
Yeah, but like the other older Rampages with all their Apexes, they're still gonna be there. We have a new tier of Rampage now for these monsters.
So okay, that's I dig it. You know what? This is the first time they're going with it. I'll try it.
I will say this whole update seems like really good, because the other thing that they also showed was that, so we're getting event quests. Right now we don't have a tab for event quests like on the Guild Maiden stuff. Well, it's not there. So we didn't think we were going to get them, but we are. So we're not just getting these monsters. We are getting special event quests to, get layers and other knickknacks and, do arena stuff that way. So that's cool. So we're getting that as well. And these these event quests aren't like timed, so it's not like in World
they're here to stay.
Yeah, they're permanent now. You download them, you can play them offline, don't matter. Permanent quests. So that's a huge
So far, this sounds like a lot of things, like a little bit of what Jin said earlier. This is what I guess final first release Monhun Rise would be. A. B, the infrastructure, and this is what actually a majority of the community can kind of agree on. The infrastructure and the foundation that we're building with Monster Hunter Rise in particular seems to be pointing toward good things. We're seeing a lot of things in the game that we all universally can say, this was a good thing that it did. We're enjoying this. We're liking this. Good job, guys. And now they're building on it and revealing things that may have been there since the beginning that they wanted to be there, but they might have not been able to release it on launch date. So I'm being optimistic on it. I'm actually really enjoying the content in general. I've already had my 200 hours almost in. I'm about like 170 something hours in, and I'm messing around with everything. I haven't really come across anything personally I can say other than Ragnarok's hit zones, because I gone with it and I used both.
Fuck Ragnarok's hit zones.
That's anywho.
But I want to touch on what you said earlier, that like everyone seems to think that this is a good foundation, and it is. The only complaints people had about Rise was the fact that the only end game was hunting Narwa, but now
it was,
and that's a valid complaint. But now we have
it's not fun.
We have other elders to hunt, and we have more apexes to hunt, and apexes out in the wild. There's a lot like our roster from end game monsters turned from Narwa and Rajang to like now we have elders and fucking apexes and all sorts of shit, and we're like, okay, now we have like 10 monsters.
Now it's time to fun. Yeah. Now it's time to run the game. And now it's fun. Now it's fun to do competitive stuff with it.
We have to really take a second, everybody, and that's everybody watching this as well. Take a second to realize that a lot of us, the majority of us, were already on Narwa on the first week, the first couple of days of the game coming out, and just sit back and relax. This is past us talking to future us and us talking to everybody else in general. We're going to complain because we only had Narwa, we only had Rajang and things like that. You got to understand, your opinion's going to change by the time we get to the end of the life cycle. I know for a fact, all of us were talking smack about everything when World was out and when Iceborne was out as little drips of content came out. But when I know for a fact, when Final World came out, those final reviews and stuff, the cycle's repeating itself. I've been doing this since the beginning of time in 2004. I've noticed that all these contents are going to come out. People are going to complain, have something to call about now, and that's when you sit back, like Jin says, eat some popcorn, just, whoa, what's going to happen today? What's the drama today? But at the end of the day, I need you guys to all realize, people watching, I know these two guys with me realize this now, the game's going to change. We're going to get more monsters, things are going to get better. All the final, quote-unquote, verdicts aren't really final until Capcom says, all right, we're no longer supporting Monster Hunter Rise, like no more monsters. Relax.
There is a little difference though. There is one little difference, like, and I think we can just like call it out for what it is. You know, Iceborne and World, they had additional content released, updates, all that stuff. Rise, and I think that normally I'd be like, you know, listen, man, they code stuff, they work hard or whatever. Rise, we were sold an unfinished game. That's the reality. This is a little bit different. Like the game we paid $60 for was not completed. So I think it falls into a little bit more of a gray area, and normally I'd be like, look, listen, you know, when they add everything, when they add all the stuff out there, it's going to be incredible, and we know it is, and that's never been a discussion point. No one's going to really argue that. It is tight. There is, you know, a slight hiccup there where you release a game that's unfinished. If this was anyone else, if this was EA, you'd be complaining about it. If this was Destiny or any of those other games, you still would be upset about it. There's not really a lot of games based off of how their architect is, how their gameplay is, where you can get away without having a final boss. Like that's what we really got so far. And it's a fun game, and there's a lot to do in it, and there's content, and you can get 100 hours worth, but the game is not finished, and they know that because they've seen that people ran through the game, and I mean, me and Fem ran through it in 3 days, just drinking the entire time. So I'm sure there's people that could do it even faster. You know what I mean? You already called out that, you know, the average casual player ran through it in about a week. I get it. You know, it might be a little bit different, but I mean, we definitely can accept the fact that there was, you know, something, you know, called a pandemic. There was a little bit of a hiccup there, but we will get to the good promised land probably relatively quickly here. I mean, just from what you guys are talking about here, I thought you meant like we were getting 5 new mobs, like Chameleos, like elders, not like ones we already had, like Teostra and Kushala. I knew about those from this morning.
None of these monsters are new.
No. What 5 that weren't announced in the video today? I thought that there was something that I missed about. Right. That's what I'm saying. I thought
that weren't announced. So we got 5 total.
Yeah.
So the other thing with that though is like, all right. So I want actually 2 other things. Well, the whole unfinished game thing, I feel if they literally had just given us the elders at the end, nobody would have complained about The game's unfinished.
I was about to talk about something like that. I was going to say
just one
along the lines, just one.
No, they needed all. They needed
say,
a trio of endgame monsters to cycle through. It's kind of like his world.
I think you need a last boss.
Well,
do you feel that at this point, boys, we just got to the neutral zone? So when the game released, we were missing content, yes. Now the game, very quickly actually, I gotta say, I don't remember the game having an update or more monsters, quote unquote, so quickly in the lifespan of the game. So we're gonna basically start from scratch now. Do you think if they released it with everything we're gonna get right now in about an hour or so, do you think we would have gotten an update with more monsters and things like that as quickly as we have so far with Rise?
Not. No. They would have waited like 2 months or so, because that's what they did with World. Is they like the Devil Joe? I think it came out like a month later, but it was literally just Devil Joe, and they had announced that even before the game came out. But then I think it was a month or 6 weeks after Devil Joe, Colv dropped, and that was the first actual thing. I think it was like 2 months after the game originally launched, Colv dropped, and that was the first actual big content drop.
So when you put it out in that perspective, I can actually kind of see where we're saying and how we're saying things the way we are, because it does make a little bit of sense. This is abnormally quick to have this much content be added to the game right after the release of it, honestly. And we're kind of, like Jin said, we're getting to the point where now this is what the full game might have been, because not a lot of people, I think, would have complained if we did have all those monsters to go up against at the end of the game. So I'm curious to see now from this point forward after this release. So this might have been the quote-unquote end game we would have had if proper times and restrictions and there wasn't so much chaos in the world going on. This might be where we would have ended up having to be anyway. I don't think there would have been as much complaining though, like you said, because there would have been a lot more variety in what your end game would be.
Right. Well, because like people are complaining because like I said before, literally all we can do right now is charm farm, and all that consists of is killing Narwa, because that's the best way to get materials for that. But like in base game world, we had investigations, which weren't huge, but that was our farm, and we could fight, you know, the 4 different Elder Dragons, and just we were farming those guys, but we could rotate and change them up, and then we had a couple different monsters to fight. So now with this update, we're gonna have Narwa plus 3 Elders, and then 5 Apex monsters, that 3 of them we can actually go out and hunt in a fight, and then 2 that we have to grind for. And that's fun. That seems like a fine foundation for an endgame grind systems that we didn't really have at launch. So
I'm excited to get new cluster gun, man. I'm gonna use that straight cluster. I'm so pumped about that. Like, you have no idea.
Cannon to be.
That's what it's gonna be. You know it's gonna be. They said they fixed the Wyvern ammo, right?
No. It's the level shot clusters. So Teostra's cannon, his heavy bowgun is literally like an old timey cannon. That's like, you know, the big barrel with the 2 big wheels on it. That's his heavy bowgun. I want to be able to sit that thing down and fucking shoot leveled clusters out of that thing like an actual cannon. That'd be so fucking
It's gonna be straight cluster shot. It has to be straight cluster shot. There's no way it's not. It has to be, dude. Like, there's no way.
Happy if that was the case.
We're finally gonna get rank 7 gear. We're finally gonna get rank 7 gear today. So like, that's what people don't realize. I'm not sure if they understood. We're gonna get another layer on every other weapon. On everything.
That's how you know the game wasn't done, because all like in the blacksmith.
Yeah, 'cause you only got rank 6.
Yeah, well, the blacksmith, you see the big question mark after like you were still progressing. Our HR was capped and one off. Like we didn't get the final rank of gear, so it's like, come on. Yeah, so we actually get whole new armor sets, and on top of that, so not just armor sets and weapons, but this is the way Rise progresses. Now that we're a new rank up, we get more decorations to craft too, better decorations.
Yes, that's correct.
So this is probably where we're gonna see a lot of our missing decorations, like fucking all the gunner skills, literally every gunner skill that you can't get, and then probably stuff like handicraft. I don't know what else is melee's missing that you can't get on an armor piece already. But basically,
according to Twitter, you can't get any charms.
Crit boost and Wex will probably be able to make those. Not 100% because those are still crazy skills, but I feel like we're gonna get some of these skills, and that'll take so much burden off the charms. Because right now your set revolves around your charms, but just because we can't make crit boost, we can't make Wex, we can't make spare shot or spread ups or normal, any of those skills.
The point of the charm was supposed to be just like literally the garnish, the cherry on top, the little boost you needed, the supplement to your build. You should be able to, and I think they might be heading into this direction again. Folks that are watching this, we're gonna find out right now in about an hour it should be that tiny little push in the right direction to the way you want your build to go. So I am excited to kind of hopefully, and this is my hope I'm putting that out there, that it kind of relieves a little bit of the stress of how quote unquote important it is to get a god talisman out there and this and that. I mean, boys, we've been talking about it for a while, how it shouldn't matter, it doesn't matter, your times really don't change as drastically with that quote unquote god charm. And I think that point might be, and this is my prediction, I'm gonna find out if I'm right or wrong in an hour again. I think that'll be solidified once it comes out. Soon, when this comes out, we're gonna see really what kind of skills we get, what extra pieces of armor, how we can finagle things, because now I'm pretty sure there's going to be sets out there, boys, where we're looking at them, we're like, oh, that's hot garbage, that'll never do anything and anything. With what we're about to get access to, someone may look at the big picture and say, oh shit, if you now take this new thing that came out and use this thing that we thought was trash, it works. That's what I like to do, and that's what happens every update. That's like the shake and bake. Everyone's going to be like, oh, this is the Bible, then boom, this update comes out, yeah, new version, and then like they're just rewriting everything again. And I kind of like to see that, because everyone kind of gets taken out of their comfort zone a little bit. I like it when that happens, because that means a lot of innovation is going to happen. New people are going to step up and say, oh, this is what we got to do now, and just take the lead and go. I'm excited to see who these key players are, man. I gotta keep my eyes open. I gotta know.
I like how you said Bible, because I'm working on my bowgun Bible right now, and I'm gonna have to change it all as soon as this patch drops.
Sacrilege.
Dude, that's what everyone's saying. They're like, yo, MoCo, why haven't you built like all 14 weapons and all this shit? I was like, bro, it's going to change in an hour. I don't got that many resources. I don't got that many hours. I work in a hospital by the day. I come home and I'm like, where's my light bowgun Pierce? Because I can just play the game and relax. It's crazy.
I was kind of annoyed to see that the next actual like update for 3.0 is literally in a month from now. And I'm like, fuck, and this says several new monsters are gonna change everything again. Like, so by the time I'm done, it'll be out for like a week, and then it'll be like, oh, guess what? Fucking shake it up. I'm like, God damn it.
Wow.
So with this update, what are your guys' like wish list items you want on one of the Apexes or Elders or Rampages or anything? An item, a weapon, a skill, something new?
I would love to see a plus aerial damage somewhere. Something along those lines. No, there's no airborne gem.
There's not?
No.
Okay.
If there,
I was asking about it yesterday.
If there was an airborne gem, I would slot in 6 of them. Like, trust me, I would just run around. Like, that'd be it. We'd be fine. I'm looking forward to some of the higher level weapons, because I'm curious to see the difference in how the raw scales. Because if you can look at the current chart right now at rank 6, raw is roughly what? Even with all the buffs, like 10 to like 30 point sway one way or another. Maybe there's some Diablos ones where, you know, there's some big jump. I'm curious to see what they're doing with the elemental or the status stacking, to see how they use it to beat the old adage of raw being the best, etc., outside of a couple weapons.
I don't think that'll happen, because Iceborne was the element game, and they nerfed the elemental decorations, so they're not as strong as they were, and we can't do anything really to scale element besides our element up decos, which are 5 plus 10%, I think, maybe 5 plus 20%, which is like, it's like 7 element tops. And then the only other thing you can do to scale element is crit element, which is 15% across the board, which is nothing. For 3 level 2 decos, you need to have 100% crit to get 15% more just element damage. So if you have 40 element, you get what, 6 more element out of it?
That's a lot of investment for not a lot of return. Even if you're using dual blades, like that's very low.
Where we have stuff like, you know, crit boost and weakness exploit and bludgeoner and attack 7 that's now 10% fucking raw. Like, raw scaling, that's just where this game's at. That's where Bow's at right now. Bow's all about fuck the element at this point. It's icing on the cake. It's the raw that's just ridiculous. Every weapon.
Well, Bow doesn't seem to have a lot of problems right now. I saw the 90 seconds in Ogre, and I'm like, well, you don't seem to be struggling.
No,
whatsoever.
Bow is, and they didn't put that in the patch notes. They didn't nerf Bow. At least they officially say it. We'll check as soon as.
They're not gonna. They're gonna let it go. They're gonna just let it run around and let people just shoot everything with a bow for like a 4,000.
I love Bow, but Bow should not exist in its current state. It's stupid.
No. It's insane. 2-minute kills on everything right now with a rank 6 gear. Come on. Fix that.
2 minutes.
Like, how do you even compete with that?
Yeah.
I mean, but after that, you've got it on a plateau, you've got bow, and then you've got longsword, like maybe like how many feet beneath it, and then everything else fighting for supremacy. Like longsword is pretty high up there in terms of just OP broken.
Yeah, it's
like,
right there with light bowgun. Like light bowgun, longsword are pretty much two. Light bowgun's also really fucking gross right now too.
But I think longsword you can just do the two. You can do the wire bug. Like you can't be killed.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you
can
put
just
your
do the
weapon
dodge.
in your sheath and you have God mode. So
That's it. Like so, you do whatever you want, and then whenever an attack's coming, you just.
He's just like, all right, come here.
Yeah, you just wait. You go, hey, sing, and then you're done, dude. Like literally, like any attack. And oh my god, like here's the worst part. It looks amazing. It looks incredible. Longsword, like it looks great.
It's a pretty weapon, bro.
Great.
When played right, it looks.
I'm not a sword guy, and it just looks great. Just sitting and flying around with all kinds of shit. Just look like the Star Wars kid on Adderall. Looks incredible, man. It's absolutely incredible. Shit. And all you need is quick sheath 3. That's the only thing you need to make that shit like super ultra mega viable. Wait till we get like crit boost and all that shit in there. Oh my god.
dude, Jin, you gotta play more switch axe because switch axe runs are fucking crazy.
I'm trying. I gotta get good. I gotta get good. I
Switch
gotta
axe
get
is
real
hard
good.
to play, but it is a crazy looking weapon. Like, I want to.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man.
It looks good
awesome.
when played right. I'm excited to use the wide bug skill. That's actually one of the weapons I haven't dabbled in yet because I know I'm gonna invest a lot of time into it because of all the aerial bug moves and everything that I see people doing zero-sum discharge, popping off the monster, and then going into this bug move that just slams right into the monster again. Like, that takes precision, timing, understanding of the monster. There's a lot of key things you have to understand in the background before you can accelerate in that field with that weapon. So I'm excited to get to that point, but I know I'm not there yet. Because I also, like Fem said, I don't want to make something, start learning this way, and then all of a sudden the whole gameplay shifts. Granted, a lot of my skill will just transfer over because it's like, all right, better gear, let's go. But it takes a little time for me. It takes time.
So have you not played much switch axe?
I haven't played much Switch Axe on Rise. My guild card right now actually has over 300 hunts on bow, and then everything else is in like the 20s, and some are single digits.
So MoCo, what was on your wish list for things you want to see in this patch?
Things I want to see in this patch. So this is interesting because my perspective on it varies greatly from you guys and how you play the game. I have noticed that a lot of things in this game from a healer's perspective. So just to give you guys a quick recap for those that are watching that may not know what I do. I play every single weapon and I do every single build for my weapons. They have to have my personal bread and butter skills, I call them. You got your wide range 5, your speed eating 3, and your free meal 3. After I slot in all that shit, then I start throwing in damage. My damage isn't very far off from what a lot of my viewers have been putting out there, numbers I've been seeing in general. I'm able to hit like 90s, 91s, 92s on the ice bow against the Diablos, and I remember Fem hits like 115s and shit like that.
Well,
that's
what people gotta realize, that speedrunner sets, yeah, they're optimal, but it's like they're not that far off from normal sets.
That's what I'm saying.
People like it
Before
so
I could achieve, like, it took me a while in World and in Iceborne from a healer's perspective, having again max wide range, so wide 5, speed 3, free 3. It took me a while to hit 100 damage on bow in World and Iceborne, and yet in Rise I'm like not that far off of like peak damage, and I'm able to completely heal my team and give them damage extra on top of that, like eating a might seed every 20 seconds or 2 minutes and all this extra shit. I'm excited to see a little bit of a gap. Like, I want to be able to help other hunters, but I also want to see like not everything, no matter what you do, quote unquote, kind of be close enough. I want to start seeing if you build it right, if you put in the right skills and you put in the time to like learn, I want to see those kind of sets excel a little bit more. I actually want to see the difference. I want to see the runners sets excel, even though they're probably dummy harder, they'll die in one shot or something like that. I want to see that trade-off again, because that was a little bit of the excitement for me to watch you guys, to say, hey man, you got a runner set? Yeah, you'll die in one hit, but if you know what you're doing, you will get those things. You'll start seeing the monster flinch a lot more, or you'll be rewarded for all this aggressive gameplay, or you play like Jin and just smack the hammer on that Bajur Rathalos and it just won't breathe. Shit like that is what I want to be able to see, and it excites me.
Because
we will.
I think right now our sets are so limited. Everyone's running the exact same sets, with the exact same skills.
Right.
And that's just because we don't have very many pieces to choose from. Our charms are all fucked up and limited. We can't make a bunch of decorations. Our gear is all pretty low tier. So I think now with this update, assuming everything goes well, we'll actually start making those much bigger, more specialized sets, which will be kind of cool.
Yes. I'm excited. I'm very excited for that. And I hope you guys get a taste of that. Everybody who's watching, think outside the box, baby. Do something different that you're not used to.
I guess it's my turn for wishlist. I already know my wishlist item didn't come true. They didn't nerf bow. Hey, well, again, maybe it's just not a non-documented patch notes. We'll see. But I wanted bow nerfed. Also, the only thing I want is spare shot as a decoration.
35 minutes. All right, so going back and 3, 2, 1. All right, so that was wonderful, fam.
All right, fair enough. So we know what's all coming out with this next patch, and they already showed in their like release trailer there for the next month. We're gonna be getting several new monsters again, and I believe several. We'll probably get at least 3, and that's crazy. For these first 2 months, we're getting a lot of content, but because the PC version is still what 9 months away, 8 months away. How long do you think they're gonna keep this up? There has to be a drought coming.
No, we'll get at least 4 updates for the next thing. Like, so they'll probably release one like from here, like every 2-3 months. Because I think we're talking about the beginning of the podcast. You know, they'll probably do it like they did with Iceborne, where they slow churn it out until the end of the year. So they're going to keep something for that. It's a matter of how long we have to wait in between. I think we're going to get 4 updates. I think that'll probably make the most sense, just from a standpoint of keeping people invested for 2 to 3 months, allowing yourself to kind of extend out, keep something going. That way they can even do some of the rotating stuff like they used to, which as much as we all hated it as runners, because we couldn't get access to certain quests, it still elongates the ability to, you know, have content because you only have access to it for so long. So I think they'll probably follow that same model, because if they're already behind with getting this out, there's no way that they're ahead of the curve for the other stuff. They're already working on the next, you know, whatever. Pardon my ignorance. I know there's like 2 separate teams that make these games. The other one's already working on the big equivalent to Worlds to Iceborne's sequel. So they only have so much manpower, and with COVID still existing, there's no way they're going to be able to catch up more. So if anything, we'll see less than they originally planned. It'll just take longer to get out there, but we should still always have something coming, because we're already behind, if that makes sense, because we're just getting to the open now.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, well explained.
Yeah, I got nothing to refute on that.
It's pretty dope though, because I mean, if you think about it, if we already got like good stuff coming, like Kushala, Teostra, you know, you always know more about any of the previous mounts than I do. Every time they add something, it seems to be great. You know what I mean? I don't think I've seen them bring something over that was bad. They've improved on the fight from like Rajang. I mean, this is obviously, I think everyone's agreeing this is like one of the best Rajang fights in the entire series, new and old. Like, this is a really, really good one. I can't wait to see what they do with some of these other fights. I think Rathalos is one of the best fights in the game. I love. Like, it's so good, just in terms of everything. Like, from a standpoint as a casual, as a runner, it's got punishing zones, it's got time, and you know, those the punishment stuff, you can use it to heal yourself if you're, quote, you know, not that far ahead, and you know, kind of play around, do whatever, reposition instead of just going for straight DPS if you're trying to just do like a, you know, a quick run. I think that it gives you a really good taste of what this game is about, because not only are the attacks good and they've got punishing, you know, frames and stuff like that, they're varied. Like, there's a lot of different stuff that they do, so it doesn't come boring from anybody, whether you're approaching it from the first time or the 100th time, because of how many attacks it seems like they've got. Like, they've got a wider move pool. It seems like the Mons are more fun to fight. I hope that doesn't change,
just a lot better.
Yeah, you can't just sit there with your eyes closed and say, all right, he's going to do this, then this, then this, or this, then this, then this. You can't just kind of write it down on a sheet of paper and say, here you go. You'll give this to someone who's never played the game. They can do it. You can't do that with this game. There is a lot more variation, I feel.
I would like to humbly disagree on Rajang, because I've done a lot of Rajang in the past couple weeks, and I've gotten to the point where I can predict every fucking attack he's gonna do. Like, I know everything. The only thing he does switch up is he gonna do his like fucking heat-seeking arm swipes, or is he gonna do a jump? And that is basically it. Other than that, like, everything he does is just, it's so predictable. He's still really fun though, because then it turns into like a fucking rhythm game. So I don't know. I still like the Rajang fight, even though he is pretty predictable. Shit, I was gonna say something else. Very good. I don't know. You got anything? I forgot what I was gonna say. I've been drinking.
No, man, I've been smashing my drinks too. Like, I'm really hyped for this, dude. Like,
I'm ready though. Dude,
we got less than an hour now, like maybe even closer.
Stories 2.
Yo, the game. Calling it now, watch it right now. What is it? 4/27/2021. I will be the world's best Stories 2 player. 100%. 100% calling it right now. I will bet anyone money. Shoot me a DM, business@jinfury.com. Shoot me an email. I will gladly make any kind of PayPal bet you want. If there's any type of global leaderboard, I will be number 1. Not number 2, not number 19, not number 1 in the region, number 1. Just calling it right now. Just so you know. Combine Pokemon and Monster Hunter. I challenge you. Challenge y'all. Challenge everybody. Cheers.
Cheers, Jen.
Shit. Yo, that's the one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Jen, I'm gonna really get into Rise, or not Rise, Stories as well. I know I said that for Pokemon, but Pokemon fucking rubbed me bad. But like Stories is just, I'm so hyped for that way more than Rise at this point. And dude, the art style looks so good. I fucking love it.
I love that art style. It looks so damn good. That stolen Breath of the Wild style.
Yeah,
oh my
like,
god.
It's not cartoony, because like the original Stories is super cartoony. This is not. It's more mature looking, but it's still got that like light, vibrant color. And like even the lighting and stuff looks good, and the monsters look so good. Like, I would love to see the next monster.
The way they're handling that game seems to be the way we all want it too. Like the fact that we're getting simultaneous Switch and PC release, the fact that we're gonna be able to do a co-op thing. Like it feels like we played Stories when we finally got it, and then when we got like shortchanged a little bit, where like everyone out here can't get like the expansions to Stories and all these little things. I ended up playing it on mobile. I did a full playthrough on mobile. I wanted everything and I couldn't get it. And I feel like with Stories 2 and the way that they're going about it, with all these little teases and all these little things, these crumbs they give us, I feel like this is going to be a game that I will personally really enjoy, that is going to be a breath of fresh air as a Monster Hunter player, as a Pokemon player that understands that game. And I like the mashup that they brought into Stories 1. I already am in love with the IO. So this is just going to be like just a very, very large feels good trip for me. And I think that's going to be something that a lot of people are going to look forward to. And it may bring a lot more new people into the franchise, because this is their gateway. This is what they get into it with, because this is how the game's formed. And then they love the way that the monsters look and things like that, and what else we can play, what kind of other games are like it. So many of the franchises have done that already and things like that. So why not just tie it into the whole mix? That's just what they do, and I wish them success on it, because I like that shit. I'm looking forward to Stories 2, bro.
So I think they did the whole Wyvern riding and Rise just to do the tie-in with Stories, to kind of like evolve from, okay, we're doing nothing but hunting monsters, and then, you know, Stories comes around, there's this other hidden village that, hey, we don't hunt the monsters, we breed and tame them like fucking Pokemon. And then that's like two totally clashing different ideals, because there's a hunter in Stories, and he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing out here?
He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And then so now we got Rise, where it's like we fight monsters, but we also got this like fucking puppeteering where we're riding monsters and whatnot. And the fucking Hojo's got a baby Tetsucabra that he hangs out with. I was like, I want that. And so I think they're gonna do this so that they can eventually crash the universes, I guess, together, so we'll have both riders and hunters. And so you'll bring like the more casual audience who wanted to play a Pokemon game into the same world as the Monster Hunter people who are not casual by any regards.
You see the future already with that, right? You see why they're doing that, right? Yeah. It's for the MMO. It's for when they do an MMO and they combine it and then they have classes. You've got your riders or your hunters. It is already doing this right now. This is 5 years from now.
Would love an open
100%.
world Monster Hunter.
They already tested it out when they had Monster Hunter Online. You guys already told me all about that. Everything's going to esports and online anyway. MMOs are the easiest thing because they're subscription based. You telling me you couldn't get a Monster Hunter player to pay $10 a month to play online with his friends? Please.
Yeah,
it would sell instantaneously.
Pokemon, but they haven't done it yet.
Well, they're gonna do it with something because they want money, and they're already, like you talked about, they're merging them, making them work closer to each other.
Nintendo is the most backwards company ever. They could print all the money that they could ever want. They just don't.
I didn't say it was happening today. I said 5 years from now, right?
All right, fine.
They'll be behind the curve. They'll be behind the curve.
Today that we're gonna post, and we're just gonna look at this 5 years from now and be like, Jen, what did you say?
He was right. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
He's sitting here, #1 Stories 2 player, and just like, yeah, I told you.
Got it too. Got that too. Snagged it up.
Now, when I played Stories, like MoCo was saying, the only thing I wanted out of Stories was more and co-op, and they did exactly that.
Yeah, you're set now.
They actually, so the only thing I guess I'm a little sad about is we're only adding 2 weapons for the hunters. So we only had 4 in Stories 1. We had sword and shield, hammer, great sword, and hunting horn. And now we get bow and gun lance, which is cool. But I was like, can we just have like all the weapons? No? Okay. Fine.
Maybe every Stories game they'll add 2 more.
Yeah, right. Stories 3, Stories 4.
Jesus Christ.
We'll see. But like, I don't know. I'm super hyped for Stories. I know Rise is kind of the topic right now because Stories isn't going to be out for like 3 more months. But I'm kind of over Rise at this point. Just thinking about Stories, I just want to put way more time into that. It's good.
It's gonna get there. We're close. We're close to it, man. We're close to it. Less than a quarter away. Just about, rather.
What do you mean, less than a quarter away?
3 months or so. So like we're almost there.
Oh, okay.
July 9th. July 9th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, April? Is it March? April? Yeah, so it's like 3 months away still.
Mm-hmm.
Just about. So that'll be
just
neat.
about.
What else is going on in the world of MoCo though? Gotten some YouTube videos going on about your hunting haul shenanigans that I had no idea that was a thing.
So apparently the other day on stream, chat was like messing around with the Hunter Connect stuff, and we're trying to figure this out. And people can make multiple lobbies inside of a Hunter Connect. I know there's a lot of like a wall of tech about this stuff, but I don't think anyone's used it that I know of or I'm aware of yet to its full extent. And I'm still diving into it, trying to figure out how to make it work for the regular player versus like the content creator versus like everyone who's just like trying to do everything in between. But apparently you can have like a bunch of hunters make their own lobbies and then insert them into your Hunter Connect if they're a part of it. And then you can choose, if you choose to like, hey, I wonder who's on this Hunter Connect today. You click the Hunter Connect, and if everyone's lobbies that are made one inside of it come up. So you have like a plethora, see what I did there? A plethora of options within your own Hunter Connect. So like, for example, I have my Hunter Connect. It's just my twitch.tv/mothercoconuts. Like, it's simple, but now everyone knows what it is when you see it, number one. And number two, my community that's all a part of it, they're constantly making hubs inside that now. So at any given moment, you don't have to be friends with the people. You just have to be a part of the Hunter Connect. They can go on, jump on a Mon Hun, open the Hunter Connect, be like, all right, switch Mon Hun Rise, show me this Hunter Connect. They click on it and it gives them a list of all the people that are all in that community. Like you can't find that. You can't find that unless you're a part of it.
So they're like permanent? Like, so you could just, I don't know how, like, kind of, God, how am I gonna phrase this? You remember like in BattleNet way back in the day where you could just make a channel and name it whatever you want, and then basically anyone could just type in that and then they would just show up in the lobby as like its own isolated channel kind of thing. So
yes,
is it like that? So as long as they type in like the same thing, then just everyone that's using that same code is all there.
I'm gonna actually, that's the perfect example, because people, now this is where it differs between what you're talking and what I'm talking about, Fem. If a rando were to try to search up that Hunter Connect, they can't find it. They can't randomly land into our Hunter Connect sessions.
They would have to physically type in the whole thing correctly.
Right, you have to use the session. If you're an outsider, you have to type in the session ID. That's your gate into the Hunter Connect. After that, and you're in the session that you typed in the session ID for, depending on how it's built, if you do a mutual like, I have mine set to mutual like, so it's actually spreading like wildfire. I have people joining my Twitch streams going like, hey, I hunted with someone who was in your Hunter Connect, or I hunted with you, and I happened to just see the username and I jumped in. Once you get in with a session ID, which again, the only way to jump in is to watching the content creator live, because other than that, you're only gonna see it spread by other people inside the Hunter Connect playing with randos. So there's no random aspect. So random people who don't know anything about my Hunter Connect can't jump in unless they get a direct link to it. And then after that, and if they choose to join, all my viewers just start making a bunch of sessions inside the Hunter Connect, and people can play for my community. They don't have to jump on the Discord anymore. They don't have to jump on any other social medias to be like, yo, who wants to link up and play Mon Hun? They're like, nah, Mother Coconut is a streamer. He has a Hunter Connect and he has like 50 people in it. Let me click on it. Oh, hey, we got 6 people, separate sessions, and this one here has 3 people in it. Let me just jump in, because I know that he knows Mother Coconuts because he's in his Hunter Connect. That's where the complexity of this is, and the versatility too. I think actually long term, this is a better solution than what we had for 16-man hubs, because we can have more now. I'm trying to coordinate, and I want to learn what the extent this goes to. How many lobbies can you make in a Hunter Connect? Because you can only be a part of 10, but that doesn't tell you how many lobbies you can have open inside of it.
Right.
I'm curious.
I'm gonna have to see how this is done in the long term as well. But here's the thing that I would have suggested for simple change: rather than have it be based on your hall ID, just have a passphrase. So like, let's just say Mother Coconuts. You make a Hunter Connect with Mother Coconuts, so nobody can see Mother Coconuts unless their passcode for their Hunter Connect is also Mother Coconuts, and then you can see everyone that also has halls with that passcode in.
That is the Dark Souls. That is the Dark Souls way of finding lobbies,
Yeah,
and
that's
that actually works.
Yeah.
That is actually how
I
it
would
works, and
say
that's
it's
that is
something like
an excellent solution. It's like if you know, you know. But then the one issue I ran into with the Dark Souls stuff is I picked a random phrase to put in my code. I put schlub. Yo, the word schlub, just a random fucking word. I kid you not, I was playing with G-Rank Kurapeko, Dark Souls. Randomly, people that are using that password schlub would just jump in, and they have no affiliation to anything. They weren't stream sniping, and like we literally had a message in the game like, how'd you get in here? Like, oh, I got that set as my password. So in the long run, that could be a problem that comes up, but it didn't bother me. I think that's a great fucking solution. Like that could actually work.
Yeah, I think that
It was
really
weird.
cool.
It was weird.
It's just so that, when you're done with your session, other people could still have their own thing. Like, you could still be on the same.
That's actually the problem I found out yesterday. Like, I'm hopping lobby to lobby, and as a content creator, this is where it becomes a bit of a difficult thing. This is a hurdle for a content creator. I have to change my session ID constantly while I'm live because I'm using my Hunter Connect so much, and I'm like, oh, you three are already in a party, you left a spot open for me in the Connect, that's great. Click. Oh, this is so easy. Click. I don't have to wait for people to leave and come in, and I can just leave. And then I have to change my session ID again. It's a little weird. I want to come up with a solution for it though. So I'm still expanding and learning as I'm playing now, but now that I'm aware of it, I'm even telling my viewers like, oh, hey, you're in the Hunter Connect, go make a lobby in the Hunter Connect. Don't waste your time. Go get 2 more people in there with you, leave 1 spot open, and when I do these 3 hunts or so, these guys can stay here. They're chilling, they're fine. I don't have to kick them out anymore. I'm just gonna bounce and go to the other session that you made in my Hunter Connect. It's easier, it's faster. I got the internet for it. The Switch load times is not, trust me, not a problem with Rise. The Switch load times are great. So I don't mind hopping like this. The only problem is the people physically watching that aren't in the Hunter Connect going, oh man, he changed his ID, I gotta get in. That becomes a bit of an issue. So I'll find a solution. It just takes time. I just learned about it yesterday as of what we're talking about today on this video. So it's good. Hunter Connect, good job. If you want to learn more, talk to us now, because we all understand it, I guess.
Well, fucking I don't. You got to put that video up there. I literally had
I'm actually making a video,
never
yeah.
talked about Hunter Connect or using it like that, and I was just like, I wasn't even aware that was a thing.
I'm glad that I started to learn about that now because of you. Thank you. That's good, because now maybe we can actually link up with some shit. That's good.
Yeah. Honestly, have like a giant like streamer-esque Hunter Connect, 1 Hunter Connect, and have all the content creators in there, and we can just jump into each other's hunts whenever the fuck we want because it's there.
I also just realized is that since we only have 4-man lobbies, we'll never get siege monsters. Thank God. No KT, no Safi.
None of that.
None of that. Was not. Let's say Master Rank Cole was cool because it was just a normal hunt. Wasn't a siege thing.
Good. We just don't want to do the siege
I was just not a fan of. I didn't even like Safi. I didn't do Safi very much. I thought he was just a turret with legs, and it was just like, eh.
Bruh, give me Master Rank Kulthra. That fight. Give me that fight. It's an event quest. Give it to me.
That'd be cool if actually Cole returned. I would be okay with that.
I'll fight called as long as it's not siege. Like that's what I want to fight called. Like heads up. Like
Master Rank Cult. Has to be event quest. Master Rank Cult. That gear was my saving grace as a healer in that game. But in general, the fight was fucking great. And again, like Jin was saying earlier, like they came out with stuff and they kind of listened to the community. They fixed the Cool Taraf fight. The Master Rank Cool fight is. They looked at everything from the siege fights. Were like, all right, everyone's kind of complaining that like the 16-man thing. it's random. We rotate it. They kept the rotation part in. I get it. I respect it. That's what that's what World and Iceborne was about. But they said, here's an event quest. Here's Kul'Taroth, this thing that you normally had to fight 2-3 times. Well, guess what? You can kill it now. Well, that was awesome.
And that was the problem with the whole siege mechanic. Like, I think the cold fight was fine. I think it was a great fight. It's just that you had to do it so many fucking times to get through the whole siege pursuit levels and stuff. The same with Safi. It's just like, it's just so annoying. And then you had to like grind it forever and ever to get your stupid RNG weapons that nobody ever got. And then they added more weapons into the pool, so the pool just got diluted with stuff you didn't want.
I feel like that fight was one of those type of fights in the game where the more you learned about it and the more you understood it, the harder it got. Because you started understanding like, yo, this is all RNG on this part, but now to get this good RNG, I had to break this. I have to do this. It kind of like became this cumbersome thing. Meanwhile, some people that are just casually having fun, all whippy dippy and shit, just killing this thing for shits and giggles, they're landing on some gear that they don't even know that is like God tier. And they're like, oh.
MoCo, you just expressed the entire mentality of a speedrunner.
Yes.
Every time you're having fun and playing the game, and I'm out here realizing that the RNG is shit, and I don't get to have fun because I know what's supposed to be optimal.
What have you done to me, fam? What have you done to me?
That's Monster Hunter speedrunning.
Welcome to life, bro. Welcome to life.
Fuck! You got me. You got me.
That's all
I'm supposed to be a healer. Why am I talking about this?
Hey man, you gotta step up your heal games too, man. I keep dying.
Yo, you were like the only person who dies on me. This motherfucker gets
I think that's fucking personal, dude.
Yo, he gets hit and I'm looking at his health bar and I'm like in an animation for something. And I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna go south. Then my sword hits the floor and then the metal cuts and I was like, damn.
I'm sitting over here like,
but then
don't worry, he'll heal me.
So, MoCo, and my favorite is like it brings me back to Remnant. We're playing and all you hear is this famous Phemeto voice, MoCo, what are you doing? And then all I hear is that and I'm like, oh, potion. I don't even look anymore. I hear that. I hear the first word MoCo. I'm like, potion. What's up, fam? Like, I don't even ask anymore. It's great. It's a great relationship we got, bro. You have no idea. The fact that we've been playing as long as we have, and for those of you that don't know, I've been playing for a fucking long time with Phemeto on the side. We've been doing a shit ton of Remnant. I started with Remnant with him and Fatalis, and it's just, this is the relationship we got, and this is good. This is good, because you guys get to really see a sitcom-esque fucking ridiculousness come out of us, and it's great.
I'm gonna finish Remnant stuff at some point.
Yes. After you get partner.
Speaking of partner, actually, so MoCo, when are you applying again in like a couple days?
It's the 27th today. The next time I can apply is the 30th. Yes.
Okay. So let's say supposedly that you get it this time, 7th time's the charm, right? Or what is this, 6 for you?
This is like 10. I literally have been able to apply for over a full year now. This is gonna be my 13th month I can apply.
Okay. Suppose you get it. Do you have any plans on making streaming like a more permanent thing? Because I know you're working in the medical field. It's kind of a big important job, and we talked about this earlier. But do you have any plans on cutting back those hours or doing something with that to make streaming more of a full-time thing?
Real talk, and this is something I thought about heavily for a very, very long time. I've been streaming for about 4 years or so, and for a long time, and this is me talking personally on my experience, I've been in the medical field for 8 years, and I love what I do. I don't regret any of it. But moving up in the ranks in the medical field, I learned that it's not for me. There's a business side, just much like there's a business side to everything, boys, let's be fucking real. There's a business side to everything, and the medical field's business side isn't for Juan Carlos Crespo, isn't for MoCo, isn't for me. What do I do at that point? Because I went to school to be what I am today. I'm a medical assistant, I'm an IT application specialist. I do all this fancy shit for a hospital system. And like I said, as I moved up in the ranks there, I learned that this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life, or not even for the rest of my life, but this isn't what makes me happy. Point blank. What do you do when something doesn't make you happy? You have one of two choices, folks. You sit there and complain, and you keep on doing the same fucking thing every day, or you get off your ass, you start taking things into your own hands, And to my fellow entrepreneur peeps out here, we got two homies here who are doing their own thing too. If you can work for 8 hours for someone else, why the fuck wouldn't you work for yourself for 2 hours a night?
Because
I work 8 to 12 hours a day. There. I work 8 to 12 hours a day. And I come home and I stream for another 4 to 6. I want to do this full time. I don't have the time because my job, I don't have flexible hours. Let's be real, I don't. I would have loved to have left at 4 o'clock today to be able to jump on this podcast an hour earlier to have time to actually relax. I would have loved to have been able to have dinner today, but a lot of my things in my personal life don't let me have that happen. So yeah, I want to do this full time. I'm working on it. It's going to be a slow process, but surely I've been doing it for 4 years. And every fucking month, I'm getting better and better. I'm learning something new. I'm fucking something else up. That's a big part of it. I mess up a lot of things and I learn from it. So yeah, I got plans for that.
So you do want to transition.
Working on plans.
Okay.
I do.
That's cool. MoCo, I realize we're like literally the exact same boat. I've been in my field for 7 years now. And while I am good at my job and I like my job, I hate my job at the same time. And
Yes, you do.
it's just, it takes all this fucking time to do. And it's like trying to do like streaming and YouTube stuff while you're working.
It's
50+
draining.
hours. Like,
Can't do it.
it's rough. Yeah, you can't do it. It's the same people who can work full time and go to school for full time. You can't keep that up, dude. It's fucking rough.
Yo, I give them credit. I tell all my coworkers that go to school full time and shit, I'm like, yo, you keep doing you because that's a grind in itself. And I don't know why, and hear me out here, fam, because you might be able to relate with me. I don't know how those people are able to do that, but then when it comes to doing something for themselves, everyone and their mother's like, nah, man, I can't do that. I don't have time for that. Bro, if you finish school, you used to leave work early to go to school. Why can't you do those kind of things for yourself?
I think
What?
because I used to
Where's
be
the
there
disconnect?
too. It's once you're done working full time and doing the school full time, you never want to go back, dude. It's rough.
Nah.
It's really fucking rough. I had to drop out of college. I couldn't do it. So, yeah.
I dropped out of
understand.
college because I just fucking hate the education system. It just doesn't work for me. And me sitting here feeling like I didn't get quote unquote the college education that is available for others and people can be successful with it. I'm sitting here going, well, that's fine and I respect it. I ain't gonna hate on it because I don't got time to hate, number one. Number two, what can I do to make it better for me? Well, I feel like content creation, streaming, being a personality on the internet, that's something I have control of. I am in control of my actions. I'm in control of who I talk to, how I talk to them, what my persona is, and how I decide to digest information thrown at me. I like that. I'm the kind of person that likes to be in control of what happens. Granted, I know I can't be in control of everything, don't get me wrong, but it allows me and it motivates me knowing that one day if I keep fucking grinding myself away, I can get to the point that I want to be. And granted, I'm very proud of so far all the work that I've done. It's been a fucking milestone and a half to realizing there's a whole mental health struggle that goes with it too. Yeah. Realizing that this isn't what I want to do, being unhappy with myself, going through all the stages of failure to get to the point that I am now, that you see me, you're gonna see me in this video and go like, wow, that guy he might come off as confident, he might come off as this, which is great. That's good. I'm glad you feel that way. Well, behind the scenes, sometimes I get really fucking hard on myself. I really hate the fact that I can't put out YouTube content like a lot of my friends can. And again, it's never gonna be a comparison game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about me personally, just because I don't have the time to do these kind of things. And it's valid yet not valid. How the hell am I able to find so much time to stream and be on a podcast and be good friends with a lot of people and get to know you guys, get to genuinely fucking know you guys?
The sacrifices, though.
Yeah,
the sacrifices have been insane. My fiance, she barely fucking gets to see me because I'm constantly like, I literally get out of work, babe, I gotta go on a podcast, I gotta do this. She's been my backbone throughout this. First and foremost, the sacrifices, like you said, is fucking true.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot mentally. It's a lot physically. You're giving up a lot. People are like, yo, you haven't been around. I lost tons of friends because I used to hang out and just chill out all day, every day after work. What are me and the boys doing after work? That's not like that anymore. My mentality changed. I became organized. I decided to do something for myself. Granted, it's not for everybody either. That's another thing. It's just my story. That's just what it turned into.
Yeah, well, doing the whole career shift thing is always a big scary step. So I think
it's an undertaking.
Yeah, I get you. I'm right there with you. So,
Good luck to everybody for that, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, you guys already slammed mine down. I'm sorry.
got another one, Jin.
I think we gotta finish up here, man. We got the game in a few minutes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we gotta call it.
Anyone got anything else they want to add as far as Rise stories, personal shenanigans going on? Jin, been relatively quiet over here.
No, man, I'm in a great mood. I was just listening to MoCo give his speech, bro. I appreciate him speaking like that, and thank you for being here today, MoCo. I'm excited that we got a new game coming out. We got new content, and this is the beginning of the good times. You know what I mean? This is about to get to the point where we can really.
In the next 3 months.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be good.
Thank you.
It's a good week right now. This is a prime week to just have fun with the game.
Sit back and think about this. We were sitting here conversing, shooting the shit when World and Iceborne was like a thing, and this is when we were shooting the shit. Now, take where we are and insert it into our statuses in Rise. We've all grown in our own way to get to the points we are, and now using the knowledge we've used before, we're doing it again here. These are all little things that are so easily overlooked and shit like that, man. Like, everyone has a story. Everyone's going to be getting to the points that they are in their lives today, and just being able to experience it, whether you realize it or not. There's a shit ton of stuff that happened to you to make you a little bit better, a little bit worse, change your minds on certain things, experiences you go through. Monster Hunter Rise is going to be a part of that. And we're talking strictly from a Mon Hun perspective. We absorbed a little bit when World and Iceborne came out. Opinions changed, thought process changed, feelings changed. Rise is going to come out. We're going into it with that World mentality, that World and Iceborne, that previous experience. And now we're going to form new opinions and things. It's never going to stop changing. And then once people realize that, that's going to be a good thing for everybody. I'm excited, like Jin said. There's new stuff coming out. There's shit that's going to be going on. It's always going to be bustling and buzzing. Where are you going to be in that? That's literally it. And this is our part. We're doing our part, guys. I don't know about you guys at home. What are you doing?
I'm going to crop this whole segment so you can have this as like an audio cue for Wiggler Wisdom.
Wiggler Wisdom, just pop it up.
Drop it in the chat. Like, oh, this is a little special, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
thank you guys though for having me.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
No one's got anything else they want to add, I guess we're gonna hit the patch here in about 20-25 minutes, and then see what this new game's gonna be like. I mean, it's basically a fucking new game. So.
See you guys in a week when we've been playing it. It's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, thanks for hanging around, MoCo. I'll see you on stream in just a wee bit. Have fun, Jin. Have fun, MoCo.
See you in a little bit.
Out of here.
Thank you guys. Yo, take it easy, everybody. Love y'all. Deuces.